Welcome to our channel Penny Lesson. We talk about everything finance, from tips on making money and proper investing to news about the different economies and situations affecting the global markets. The goal of this channel is not only to teach you how to be more financially responsible but also to teach you how to be more aware of global events. So why not just sit back and relax while we tell you what's happening in the finance sphere? Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to be constantly updated on my latest videos. Remember, one penny lesson a day keeps being penny less away. Many people today believe that the first step in discovering a great company is to identify which stocks are the most affordable. Simply, what does the stock screener spit out as the cheapest result? That is incorrect. Has the lowest pay ratio. First of all, let me warn you that if you want to succeed in the long term, looking at prices is a very bad habit to adopt. Determining your circle of competency is the very first step in this screening procedure. So, how do you go about doing that? So, make a list of everything you excel at, everything you put time and money into, and everything you buy, and then pull out the Venn diagram. The subjects that are covered in several sections are within your area of expertise. For instance, even though I'm not very good at video games, I still play them a lot and spend entirely too much money on them. Therefore, video game firms will likely be much more in my circle of trust than pharmaceutical corporations. So, seek those recurring themes in your Venn diagram, and then, directly from there, Google video game stocks to find a list of stocks. Nintendo, Microsoft, Take-Two Interactive, Electronic Arts, and Activision Blizzard. To be clear, this is not a shopping list. Still, it serves as a good place to start because, chances are, if you invest money in something, spend time on it, and are naturally good at it, you'll already have a good idea of how businesses in that sector function before you've even read an annual report. Your circle of confidence is thus defined in step 1. Don't just look for an absurdly inexpensive stock and try to comprehend it from the back. I know because I've tried it, and it just plain doesn't work. So that's the first step. But what do you do after you've identified a few businesses that you think you can understand? The second stage is to examine a recent interview with Mohnish Pabrai, a student of Warren Buffett. Mohnish will now walk you through the following step once we have listened to him describe it. Therefore, seeing as I'm the shameless cloner, is usually my favored beginning place for a corporation. So, the first thing I'm attempting to do is find someone wiser than me who already owns the stock and has commented on it. I try to find out who the shareholders are first. I typically don't need to look at the shareholder because it is typically coming from a man or fund whose management of this particular company I respect. Fortunately for us, investing does not have any plagiarism regulations. The following step is to look at your list of firms to see if any of the super investors are owners. You can approach this step in one of two ways. Either by looking at the portfolios of super investors and seeing what they hold, or by looking at the company you're interested in and seeing if any super investors are on the list of major shareholders. I would begin by looking at the portfolios of super investors. You can simply look through the portfolios of all of these elite investors, and if you notice that one of them is holding your stock, find out why they decided to buy it. In the past, Warren Buffett has discussed Apple and Coca-Cola in several speeches. The first approach is to conduct a Google search to learn everything quickly there is to know about his thesis. As an alternative, you can just search for the firm you're interested in this case, Apple, and then glance at the ownership tab. Yes, there will be a ton of investment banks and ETF providers on the list, but occasionally you can also uncover exceptional investors. The second step is to determine whether the best investors in the world have purchased your company, and then simply Google what they have said about it in the past to start understanding the value investing thesis. The third step is to read the most current annual report quickly. You do not need to read the entire document at this time because some annual reports can be intimidatingly extensive and lengthy. However, the management will perfectly summarize the nature of the company. what it does, and how it makes money at the beginning of every annual report, also known as the 10K. You can quickly determine whether this is something you're interested in or whether this venture belongs on the too hard pile by spending just 5 minutes reading that section. You only need to do that at the screening stage to choose whether you want to learn more about the company and how it operates. So that's the third step. Read the annual report's first section quickly. The fourth stage is to read the yearly shareholder letters gradually. Why? Because it reveals a great deal about how management operates and how they treat their shareholders. The contents of the shareholder letter reveal a lot about the CEO. So read what they had to say a few years ago and compare it to how they performed. Do they over-deliver and under-promise? Are they truthful? Do they discuss the difficulties as well as the achievements? Or are they only ever attempting to sell you this business? Are they merely attempting to persuade you of the company's superiority? Again, this process is as simple as conducting a Google search. Letter to shareholders from Netflix, Berkshire Hathaway, or the shareholder letters from Amazon. It is important to note that not all businesses will do this, which is unfortunate. But many reputable businesses continue to do so. But don't worry if they fail. We have a fallback plan, which is the fifth step. Therefore, just like reading shareholder letters, listening to earnings calls also gives us a great sense of the management style. Typically, the format of these calls is for the CEO or CFO to stand up and deliver prepared remarks, which, as Mohnish points out, are essentially what they include in their quarterly report, followed by an open forum for questions from the audience. We discover a lot about the management stuff there, as Mohnish noted. Once more, how did they perform compared to what they had previously promised? Did it appear that they were merely attempting to sell the business? Now, it's crucial to develop the habit of listening to earnings calls because it enables you to assess the two key qualities of company management: skill and integrity. If they are competent and honest, they won't overpromise but will unquestionably deliver during the earnings calls. Checking out the proxies, also known as the Def 14 form, is in the final stage. This paper outlines the compensation for the management team. What must they complete to receive their bonuses? What kind of stock do they own, get, and save? And because you want the management's incentives to line up with the interests of the long-term shareholders, this is yet another crucial step. In other words, you want modest pay and bonuses based on the company's and its shareholders' long-term success. Additionally, we want the CEO to own a sizable portion of the company so that their wealth is directly correlated with how successfully they can expand it. In the end, you should leave if the CEO is paid a big income, has no ownership in the firm, and has a fixed remuneration that is unaffected by the company's or its shareholders' performance. Overall, that is a simple procedure you may use to locate high-quality companies swiftly. You can understand 3 of the 4 pillars of the Warren Buffett strategy in just a couple of hours. Because the business is within your sphere of expertise and you have done your research, you will comprehend it. You will understand the moat from reading what other investors like Warren Buffett etc. think about the business. The last thing to do is to delve into the firm once you have checked the management team using shareholder letters, earnings calls, and proxy votes. Examine the financial figures, consider the projected future growth, and then create your valuation. There you have it. Wow, quite the revelation. What do you think? I suppose with great power comes great responsibility. Given these tips and tricks, I hope that I was able to help you with your stock market endeavors. With that said, kindly let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Wow, was that news? Why not ponder it? Want to know the latest? Comment if you want more articles like this. This video is just one of many videos on my channel that brings you the latest news about the world of global finance and economics. So go hit that subscribe button if you don't miss out on content like these. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Thank you for all your support, and I'll see you again next time. Remember, 1 penny lesson a day. keeps being penniless away. Cheers.